Good afternoon, Himanshu. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. If you can't see my screen, unmute yourself and let me know that you can't. Otherwise, I assume that you can see the screen. So this was a problem that I gave you yesterday. This was about that you as a leader have joined a company where for the past 2 years, the sales have been constant. And the company believes that if we can change the compensation plan, introduce a new compensation plan, maybe that will motivate the salespeople and they will perform better and our sales will increase. And there were 3 compensation plans that were shared. Plan number 1 was that every salesperson gets a salary of 40,000. Once I messed up with the 0, so right now we'll just assume and go ahead with this only. And it said that once a salesperson reaches a volume of 400,000, an incentive bonus of 8% of all the sales made during the year will be awarded. Anything, if you do less than 400,000, you do not get anything, no incentive. And there was plan B, which said that every salesperson will get a fixed salary of 30,000 and an incentive of 8% on all sales made. While plan C said that a commission of 15% on the first 420,000 and after that a commission of 25,000. So if we look at, this problem has to be looked at both quantitatively as well as qualitatively, because I keep saying I wish life was only about maths, but fortunately or unfortunately it is not, though it plays an important role. And therefore, first the quantitative part. Again, let me know if you can see my Excel sheet. If you can't, then unmute yourself and let me know. So this is plan A, where everyone gets 40,000. So we have put 40,000. And these are the forecasted sales that all of these people will get for the company. And then the incentive was that only if you achieve a sales of 400,000 that you get 8% of the incentive. So unfortunately, Nitin doesn't get anything because he did not achieve the minimum sales of 400,000. And if we just calculate the percentage, the total expenditure that we will incur on salespeople, and what is the total expenditure? Salary plus incentive, will be around 16% of the total sales generated. Okay, let's go to plan number B. When we go to plan number B,
Excuse
yes.
me, ma'am. Can you explain the 16% again?
See, there's no need to do that. 16%, I just calculated a percentage. So what is the 16%? This as a percentage of the total sales.
All right. Okay.
That's all. Okay.
Okay,
so this is what the company earned, and they spent this much. So how much did they spend? They spent 16% of what they earned.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. If you look at the second one, here everyone is getting a salary of 30,000, a fixed salary of 30,000, and it said here there was no minimum figure. As long as you could sell, you will earn a commission of 8%. So in this case, even Nitin is earning, though his sales is the minimum, but he still managed to earn 28,800, unlike the previous case, where in spite of selling 3,60,000, he did not get any commission. Over here, the total expenditure is 14% of our total sales. So earlier it was 16%. Now it is 14%, and everyone is getting a commission. And finally, plan C. In plan C, it's totally based on commission basis. So there is no fixed salary. You sell and you buy, you get the commission. You don't sell, you don't get any commission. And on the basis of that, so for the first 4,20,000, you are supposed to get a commission of 15%. And after 4,20,000, you get a commission of 25%. And based on that, we saw that these are the various incentives that everyone gets. And the total expenditure is 15% of our total income, if I can call the sales as the income. So 15%. So this is the quantitative part. And if I look at it quantitatively, then most probably this is 15%, this is 14%, and this is 16%. So maybe quantitatively this is the best. Sorry, this is the best because it is the cheapest. However, as I said, I wish life was only about mathematics, and maybe sometimes it is, but we need to look at it in a broader perspective. And when I need to look at it in a broader perspective, can you see a slide now? I assume that
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so let's understand what are we looking at. As I said, you have to look at it both quantitatively and you have to look at it qualitatively. We looked at it quantitatively, and when we looked at it quantitatively, we came up with cheapest, expensive, so on and so forth, which was a great calculation. Now let's look at it qualitatively. When a person joins a company, when a person starts working, why does a person work? A person works, go back to all the theories that we have learned and start implementing them. Because first of all, you need a basic survival, which means that your basic needs need to be taken care of. Unless and until our basic needs are taken care of, we cannot climb the ladder. And therefore, as a company, our first job is to take care of the basic needs. Also, please understand, you are looking at this problem, you should look at this problem both as a boss and also as an employee. Because as a boss, I may have different expectations. As an employee, I may have different expectations. Once we are clear of this, then let's go and visualize and understand the plus and minus of every plan. So plan number A. And A, if I look at it from the plus side, the plus side is that it only there's a fixed salary, which is great. So it is taking care of the basic needs. Great, fantastic. So let's take the times of Corona. So most probably, I mean, in the sense that if this was a company and in April, May, June, there were no sales. And it's not the fault of the salesperson. I mean, he didn't create this environment. At the same time, it was not the fault of the company also. But the basic salary would have taken care of the salesperson for these 3 months of the basic survival. Also, this brings loyalty towards the company, that yes, in these tough times also the company stood by me, the company took care of me, and I was able to manage my family. So that way, yes, it has a fixed salary and it really takes care. However, when I look at the negative part, I see that you are only rewarded if you achieve a certain minimum. Okay? Which in this case is 4,20,000, if I'm not mistaken. Only a certain minimum. So what is the company doing? The company is only encouraging, or the company only wants leaders. Go back to the articles that we had discussed, the HBR article, which says that in any organization, there are 3 types of people: laggards, core performers, and star performers. There cannot be only leaders in any organization, in any group. If a group has only leaders, that group will not survive. You need a blend of core performers and leaders. Go back to the discussions we had where I told you that these leaders are very ambitious people. They will move on and they're really good in their job. What are we? It's the core performers who stay with you, and you have to accept reality of life that everybody is not a leader, should not be a leader. However, this compensation plan only takes side of the leaders. It does not really, it's not bother about the core performers. So that person who, in spite of selling 360,000 will not get an incentive. And if he will not get an incentive, he is going to be demotivated. If he's going to be demotivated, he will move out. He will go to some other company. What will happen then? Then from among the leaders, at the end of, somebody will become a core performer because the standards will keep going higher. So this company, this particular plan is not taking care of all the employees. This particular plan only takes care of the leaders, which is little running away from the reality. Now let's look at plan B. When we look at plan B, again, it has a fixed salary, which is great. Now there is a fixed salary. It will take care of the basic needs. Yes, I agree the fixed salary is less. In earlier case, it was 40,000. Now it is 30,000, but it is there. Another good point, it rewards you for every performance. So there is no minimum, which means it helps in differentiating between people. The person who will achieve less will get a less incentive and maybe will become a core performer or a laggard. And if you sell more, then you become a star performer. It is taking care of that person also who's selling less. It is taking care of that person also who's selling more, because that person who will sell more will be groomed as the leader of tomorrow. This plan somewhere is a little more realistic plan in terms of understanding and accepting the realities of life that everybody cannot be. Yes?
Ma'am, but in this plan, I have a question that how will it exactly distinguish between the leaders, the core performers? Because ma'am, there's no minimum quota. It's not like, you achieve 4 lakhs. If you're doing above that, then you're getting something more. You're still getting the same percentage.
So let me go to this plan. Look at this plan now. So look at what the people are achieving. Okay. So look at the highest, if I see, is most probably Ram. He has sold total around 5,50,000, right?
Right.
Here is Nitin, who has sold minimum, which is 3,60,000. So aren't we differentiating? Most probably these 3-4 people have the potential of being identified as star performers or the next leaders or whatever. And Nitin will never be groomed as a leader, but he's a core performer.
But ma'am, in a more realistic situation, like I don't think that the company would disclose that, okay, we're paying this much to this person. So shouldn't there be like a quota, a specific number which, differentiates you from someone else, like you stand.
Differentiating. See, all of them are on the same designation.
Right.
However, Ram is taking home 74,000 and Nitin is taking home only 58,000.
Yes.
While their salary remains the same, the fixed salary. See, in a company, what do we do? How do we differentiate? So fixed salary is same on a particular designation, right? Everyone, if you are let's assume that they are sales executive or whatever, they are all on the same designation. Their salary is same. Go back to the theory of equity. I should be treated fairly. So they are all being treated fairly. They are all being given the same salary. However, there is also something called the variable pay, which helps to differentiate not on some vague thing, differentiate on the basis of your performance. Okay. If you perform well, you get more commission incentive. If you perform less, you get less commission. Okay. So in spite of being on the same designation, they are taking home different salaries. Please understand the difference between this plan and this plan is that this plan completely demotivates Nitin.
Yeah.
He has sold 3,60,000, but he doesn't get any incentive. What will happen? Again, go back to the theory of equity. When I will not rewarded for my performance, what will he will say? He will say, how does it matter, yaar, whether I get 3,60,000 or whether I get 3 lakhs? How does it matter? Because even for 3 lakhs, he will get a 0. Even for 3,60,000, he gets a 0. Even for 3,80,000, he gets a 0. So I might as well sit back and only most probably get 2 lakh. And most probably start looking for a job somewhere else. Right? And just imagine, let me take the scenario. So let's assume that Nitin goes away. Let's for a minute just remove Nitin. He goes away. Now the company only has these people. Now what will the company do? Now the company will say, we will only give you if minimum you sell is 4,20,000. What will happen? Amit will get a zero now, Milind will get a zero now. Because the company will keep increasing the benchmark, because it's not recognizing that people are different. You need co-performers also. Okay? And again, they are going to be demotivated. While over here, what is happening? Over here, we are recognizing that everyone cannot perform equally, and most probably these are my star performers, most probably, and these are my core performers, and I'm absolutely okay with it. Even if I classify Nitin as a laggard, please go back again to all the theories of motivation where you should give opportunity to people. Here, we were not giving any opportunity to Nitin. There is absolutely no opportunity to him. Here, we are still giving him an opportunity. Maybe you can question him in par in your performance appraisal and say, you know what, you're just selling 3,60,000. Boss, we accepted it this year. We'll give you a training so that your performance increases, and we'll observe you for the next 6 or 7 months or whatever, 8 months. If this doesn't increase, I'm sorry, we will put you in whatever bracket. Right? I hope this is making sense. If it's not, I'm going to tell something.
Makes sense.
Okay. Finally, plan number 3. So let's go back. So this is, I mean, as I said, this rewards everyone. And finally, plan number 3, plan C. Maybe from a company's point of view, beautiful plan. You sell, you get a commission. You don't sell, you don't get a commission. But what are you doing? You're not taking care of the basic needs. And so again, go back to Corona times. Most probably in April, May, June, these people will not take home a single penny, would not have taken home a single penny. And if they have not taken home of a single penny, first of all, they're not your employees, because the rules of India, the legal labor laws and other legal laws of India say that if for an employee, you have to give a fixed salary. First of all, they're not your employees. If you're only giving them commission, then they are your agents. And these agents wouldn't have earned a single penny in the month of April, May, June. Which means that they would not be, if you didn't take care of them, they are also not going to take care of you, which means they're not going to be loyal to you. And maybe wherever they find a better commission, they will move. So when you come back to start the business in the month of June, July, maybe they won't be there, right? And in any case, as I said, ethics, you have to take care of the basic needs. If they are your employee, if they are only on commission, they're not your employees. Then you're not taking care of the basic needs, which is the biggest flaw of Plan C. That is, if you want employees. Which also brings us to the question, do we want employees? Yes, of course. I mean, you can't run an organization without employees. You can't run an organization only on the basis of agents. Because then there is going to be no loyalty. Then there is going to be no definiteness. Then there is going to be, there's no permanency over there. Which means that today you will have someone and tomorrow you might have someone. If you want employees, you need to give them a fixed salary. If we look at all the 3 plans, then obviously Plan C is definitely not if you want employees, which means we bring back to Plan A and Plan B. Plan B, as a boss, I would prefer Plan B. For qualitative reasons, because it gives a fixed salary. For qualitative reasons, because it rewards you for every performance. For qualitative reasons, because it allows you to differentiate between people. Qualitative, because it allows you to groom the leaders of tomorrow. And the good point is, even quantitative, it was the cheapest. It wasn't very expensive also to deliver. Okay? So this was this. Yes.
For example, there's a scenario like COVID where the company is making absolutely no sales at all. So will it still be able to afford Plan B, like to still give in, salary to each one of their employees if they have zero revenue?
That's better where we differentiate between a good company and a bad company, right? And please understand, I mean, it's not that the companies are working every month and they are surviving from month to month. That's where a good company comes into the picture. And see, a company is like a home. What we earn, you are supposed to save also. It's not that what you earn, you're supposed to spend the entire thing that month and next month again stand up and say, okay, I'm back to square one, right? Over a period of time, you're also supposed to save. Similarly goes for, I mean, life is not so complicated. Similarly, for a company, every company, it's not that whatever revenue they earn, they're supposed to only spend it. They are supposed to they are supposed to prepare for contingency also. That's what a good company should do, that you should also be prepared for contingency. And yes, I mean, a good company will take care of the employees, and that's what good companies have done. They have taken care of the employees during Corona. They may not have been paid full salary. I completely agree. But as I said, to take care of the basic needs at least, right? So yes, they will not pay the commission, but the basic needs, so that during those months, your basic needs at least are taken care of. And if a company hasn't done it, then, employees will not stay back with them. That's not a good company. Ethically also, that is so wrong. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All good companies around the world took care of their employees. And when I say took care of their employees, I completely understand. Promotions were stopped, incentives were stopped, or extra, whatever, basic. Just take care of the basic needs, that's all. And all good companies across the world have taken care of basic needs. The salaries may have been reduced, but that's okay. I mean, as I said, the purpose was not to give you a luxurious life. The purpose was, it was a terrible time to take care of the basic needs. Anyone else? Any question before I end this? And we most probably move on to the presentation for today. There's something in the... Okay, so if we are clear and there are no more questions, then may I invite the next group? Please, the stage is all yours, and you may start the presentation.